Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new episode of HumanityWins.net. We have my friend Tony from the UK, from London. Hello, Tony. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Alex. Good to see you.
Thank you, Tony. By the way, this is the second episode of the year. As I shared on Wednesday's episode, I'm a little bit under the weather, getting better by the day. I'm right now in double dosage of 20 milliliters per 1 liter. And I'm getting better by the day. I think by next week I'm going to be 100%. So on today's episode, Tony, we're talking a little bit before starting the recording.
Yeah.
We should talk about something that I felt during my trip, and it's something I feel is very important in what is going in the world right now, about something called comfort. If comfort is the objective of human life for hundreds of years, basically, okay? And it's part of this scarcity-based world, part of this hierarchy-based world, in which some people are better than others, and the ones that are in the lower hierarchy, excuse me, should for that comfort of the higher hierarchies. And basically the system sells you the idea that if you go to school, if you go to university and get a degree, if you get a career as a job in whatever company or something, or you build a company, then you're going to access money, which is going to open you the doors to comfort, okay?
Yeah.
And what is comfort? Let's just clarify. Comfort is just feeling good. Things that make you feel good. Either material things like buying clothing, cars, properties, or experiences such as travel, or things like food and drink, drugs, sex. Let's just be honest. Everything that that makes you feel good. Okay?
Yeah.
So with that, I leave it to you, Tony. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good subject. Because everyone wants to be comfortable. Everyone wants to have enough and not struggle. And that's the whole aim of living in this system. We want to get enough money so we can buy enough security, enough home, food, clothing, and not be in want, not being struggling. Because when you're struggling, you don't have time to do what you want to do. So the system is set up in such a way that it keeps you busy, struggling to find the money so that you can be free. But you can never be free because the system dictates it, what you can do and how much money you have. So comfort is an illusion in this system. And we sold the wrong things also. We sold things marketed to us that are said to be good for us and are told us, you want this is good for you. You know, you need a new car, you need a new coat, you need toys for the kids. And we buy into it as if it's going to make us happy and comfortable. So
we Sorry to
we
interrupt
need.
you. We need. Do we really need?
We do. Yeah, we need, or we want it. Do we need it? No. Do we want it? Yes. We don't need it. So we've sold things that are not necessary, and therefore we are constantly chasing an empty dream. They don't just satisfy that hole in us, in our heart, that is seeking contentment. It satisfies the senses. It doesn't satisfy the soul. So we're fed stimulus, the sex, drugs, rock and roll, car, shiny objects like a magpie with tinsel.
Jewelry,
and
yes.
Jewelry, yeah. So our senses are sort of caught off balance. We're always looking around for the next sensation.
Having bank accounts. Some people are in love with just looking at their balances of 6 digits, billionaires. Okay,
that's it.
Having properties, maybe they're closed, no one uses them, but you feel okay of having a house on the beach. You go.
That's it.
Almost never. And yes, and at the end, doesn't sound to you that it appears that the people that apparently have everything, then you feel they're very shallow. Okay. So
it works that way, doesn't it?
Yes, comfort and sometimes, and this one we have to understand that it's not because they're dumb, it's not because they didn't investigate, it's out of comfort, okay? Because they were sold the idea, whatever, 1, 2, 4, 8, 55, it doesn't matter to them. They're going to
No.
take them all if that brings the comfort of not to stay at home, of the
Yeah.
possibility to travel, of the
That's
possibility to go into social gatherings, family and friends,
Yeah.
of the possibility, because at the end, as we were talking before starting recording, people just want to have fun, okay? They want
Yes.
the comfort, they want to feel good, the thrill, what I call the thrill of the senses. That's why I
Yes.
say meditation is so nice, because you get away from that, okay?
Yeah.
And you also feel good when you go into yourself and you start yourself discovering, and you notice you don't need anything. You
Yeah.
don't need the comfort. We have
Yeah.
been sold the idea, if you don't have comfort, you're a loser. You're not living. You rather die. Some people say, if you don't have any money, I'd rather die. I was watching a series last night of very unfortunate fact that happened here in my city. It's a Netflix series of two students that were killed. I'm gonna get to a point really quick. Two students that were killed in 2010 when the city here in Mexico was being ravaged by the cartel wars and all that.
Sure.
And what made me remember is during those days, you will see in convenience stores and that, or through the street driving kids that didn't look like engineers or something, with all due respect. They will look really young, by the way, 16, 17, in high luxury vehicles. I'm not talking a normal vehicle. I'm talking a Cadillac Escalade or something like that, the
Wow.
really high-end
Yeah.
ones. With guns sometimes, they were very apparent that they had the guns. And when they interviewed them, this is the point I'm trying to make.
Sure.
It was extremely sad. When some of them, whatever, from the newspaper were able to get a hold, why are you doing this? Because you're 16, you're 18. They say, I'd rather live, I know I'm going to be killed or in jail or something like that, but I'd rather live in luxury for 1 to 2 years when I have poverty all my life than be poor all my life. Oh,
Wow.
oh
That's
my
sad.
God. It was very
Yeah.
sad. It was very sad. And of course, they felt powerful also, the ego.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't even look at them if they stopped at a convenience store or something like that, because
Yeah.
you know they were
Yeah. Oh,
they
yeah.
were
Not much
cartel
about
people,
Yeah.
and they will get really young ones, and similar to the African wars, that they will use kids to kill their own parents and that in small cities or small towns or
Yeah.
out there in anywhere in all these countries. Very unfortunate
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Again, they know they were all drugged up in
Yeah.
cocaine and that, and they knew a lot of them were just fodder. They were going to be dead. But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is they attack this
Yeah.
implanted need of comfort, of thrilling, of things
Yeah.
that feel good.
Yeah.
Food, drink, drugs, sex.
That's it.
The ego comes with the clothing, cars, money.
Yes.
Because a lot of people love money. Money
Yeah.
is just. What
Security.
use do you have of having a pile of $10 million, honestly? Like real use?
Yeah.
Maybe just to burn it up or something. If it didn't
Yeah.
open other things.
Yeah.
If it was just paper, really, does it mean something?
No.
But some people find the comfort, the thrill of knowing they
Yeah.
have $1 million in their bank account or in cash or in gold.
That's it.
And
Yeah.
they embrace it. Some people, they say they put the money in their bed and they hug it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very superficial.
Yes.
It's like I read a book years ago by a guy called Gary Zukav. He's been on Oprah, so he's a bit mainstream. So take him with a pinch of salt. But he was called The Seat of the Soul. Anyway, I read it and it was about the main subject was external power and authentic power. That was the main theme of the whole book. And he went into stuff like, what is authentic power and what is external power? And external power is stuff like money, houses, jewelry, how good looking you are, that's the currency in itself. Youth, if you're young or old, society says you're not worth as much as a young person. But we are sold external power as a substitute for authentic power. And the external power, people don't realise, it fades. It doesn't have a lasting power. So age, you might be young and pretty, but that's going to change. You will become old and not as pretty. Your money may not be there next year or the year after. Your youth, that's your home. You might be homeless next year, a year later. All these things change with time, but authentic power doesn't change. It's the only one inner peace that we have that is eternal. It's if you can tap into that and realise that's your contentment, that's your connection to divine, all you'll ever need. Whether you've got a penny in the bank or £1 million, you feel the same. That doesn't matter to you. That's not where you put your happiness. If it comes, it goes, it doesn't matter. You've got this. And that's what they're sold. They're told, look out externally to the world and external power and put your attention in that. And they're not realising that they're not looking at the one thing inside that they're missing. It's the being okay with whatever you have, accepting your path, acceptance of what is, and making the best of what is, and appreciating what is, having gratitude for what is. And that is the the trick between Plagueis. You know, it's looking outwards instead of looking in. And yeah,
Yes,
that's pretty much.
yes, and you know what? Remember talking with someone a few years ago. I agree. I go to social engagements. I like to travel. I don't want to be a hypocrite here. I'm not a monk. Okay, let's clarify that. And I think we both agree with that.
Absolutely.
So the only thing maybe I'm not like that is I have no interest in material things. Okay, that for me really don't serve me. But experiences and family and friends, I'm all for that. Okay. So I was with a person and he told me, you know, I think it was very late and I had to work the next day. And I said, you know what, if I stay for an hour, I'm not going to be able to work tomorrow. I really have things to do. And he said, you know, because we're alive today. Maybe tomorrow we're going to die. And who knows when we die? You know, it's just an existence. There's no social engagements. There's no laughing. There's no music. There's no beer. And for me, it's the basis of the problem, okay? That's where the implanted fear of death comes, that, you know, many people think they're going to go on, but going to go on to what?
Yes.
And I have to break it to you. The way I see the future of the world is exactly like the spiritual world, which basically is you're going to be at peace with yourself. Enjoying others, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But maybe there's not going to be any music. Maybe there's going to be no sporting events. Maybe there's going to be no travel, like natives. But they're fine. And maybe they're more content than this artificial way of thrilling the senses. Because at the end, what happens is, with food, drink, sex, drugs, experiences, and also the ego initiated things like owning, having a nice piece of clothing. Like you said, operations, if you're not, or if you are young and aesthetically nice, the ego part of selfies and all that stuff just creates chemicals in you that make you feel okay?
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. If we understand by just being at peace with ourselves, looking into ourselves, we can also enjoy this experience differently.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then I think there's something there. That's what I've been doing for the last year and a half or something, trying, because it's very difficult. Again, I'm not perfect. Again, I'm on my way. Okay. No, because then some people kind of they're fact checking me in the way that they just wanna, let's say, they wanna be assholes. Okay. So I need to clarify myself over and over again. I'm on my way, trying to be at peace with myself, enjoying every moment.
Yeah.
Have a moment with my child, I'm fine. Have a moment with my wife, I'm fine. I have a moment alone, I'm fine. Have a moment with my friend Tony, I'm fine. Okay, trying to be at peace, beat by beat by beat by beat. And then if the final beat comes, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then we go somewhere else, okay? Let's just leave it at that. Let's not talk about after life, okay? But we go somewhere else. So they have sold us this idea that you have to have the comfort and the thrill in this life, and for that you need money, and for money you need to be a good citizen and go to school and compete against all and be better than many others. Competition, hierarchies. So you see, I think it's the basis of their system. In a way, it's like they made those junkies of comfort and they sell them drug. Okay?
It is. Because very true. I keep thinking of my granddad. He passed a long time ago now, but he was he came over from Jamaica in the 50s, and I mentioned my dad. My dad was a drinker. I'll go that far, and my upbringing wasn't the most stable. But my granddad, being from Jamaica, he had a business in Jamaica, haulage lorries, a lot of money. He was very wealthy, but he couldn't read and write. he was illiterate, but he managed to create a business and make lots of money. And my dad was given lots of money as a kid, which he bought his friends. So he wasn't the most stable guy. But my point being, he came over to Britain in the 50s, and he was a labourer, sweeping up, carrying bags, boxes, just a general like he earned nothing. And when he came home, I was only about, little 4-year-old, 5-year-old. But when my dad would come in and have a drink, it'd be like I'd run into my granddad's room, he lived with us. I was sitting next to him on the bed, and I was safe. So I'd think, yeah. And he was this kind of guy who wouldn't say very much. But when he said something, it was important, or he meant it. He really meant what he said. So I could sit there for an hour, 2 hours next to him, and I'd jump up and down on the bed as a little 5-year-old kid. And he'd just tolerate me. Yeah, what, I'm bushy? And he'd rub my head, I'd curly hair, and it'd be, I'm okay. He accepted me. Then I'd go out from his room into the world, and it's chaos again. So he was my refuge. He was my rock, And my point is, he was happy on his own, without a TV, without a radio. He had a radio. He didn't watch much TV, but he liked cricket and boxing. And any time I went there, sat with him, he didn't ask me questions. Where have you been? What have you done? Have you done your schoolwork? How much money you got saved from your birthday, and anything. He just accepted me as I was, in silence. And I could sit with him all day. And now and again, he'd say, hey, Muhammad Ali's on, boxing. Tell me what time it's on, and come and sit with me, or just tell me what time it's on. And he had a little black and white TV in his room. I'd come in, I'd say, Granddad, boxing's on. So I put it on, me and him would sit there, just me and him. And it was great. It was from the heart, we connected. And he was my safe place. He was the man I went to for peace from the world. But yeah, I thought I've got to pay homage to my granddad, because he's made me who I am. Just being in his company, no words, just being able to absorb his energy and he knew people, we could read people. My dad's friends, this guy's no good, but he wouldn't say anything. He'd just read them, but he wouldn't engage. And the guy would know, yeah. And he'd say to my dad, your dad doesn't like me, does he? And my dad Ronnie, he'd be like, nah, don't worry, he's okay. But there was silent intelligence between us. We both know the same things. And it was from a young kid in that company, it stabilised me in my energy, in my being. So I knew good from bad, just looking at it, just, hearing it. And I wouldn't tolerate any rubbish. I just walk away. I'm happy on my own. And that's, I think, what people miss. They can't be on their own. They can't accept, it's okay, I'm on my own. Don't need to be with a group.
Very important.
Don't have to have, I don't need money.
I think your granddad got it.
Yeah.
That he didn't need any of the other stuff. They sell it to us like, you need all of this. And the medicines, medical system, the government.
Yeah.
Rules and regulations.
Yeah.
You need to do something about you, get a skill at least. I'm not saying everyone needs to go to college. Maybe okay, some people say, but they, what I'm trying to say is you could be whatever you want in your life, and they sell it to you. No, you cannot be that. Okay? Maybe you're going to be happy if you're a painter.
Yeah.
You're a musician out there in a beach playing music, getting donations from people, coins from people passing by. Maybe that's what makes you happy.
Yes.
But they sell it to you, that's a bum. That's a bum. That's probably a thief. Okay? And and things like that. Okay?
Yeah.
So they implant all of these needs into us, and they play with the ego. And I was telling to you that I'm getting to the point that I feel there are three things: the self, spiritual, the ego, which is a companion of the self through this imperfection we're going, but it's still pristine. That ego is still pristine. That's still God-given. And then it's an implanted ego, and that's totally artificial and totally useless. And that's, you need money, you need to look nice, because if you need to be thin, because if you're overweight, no one's gonna like you. That's artificial ego. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the God-given ego. I think the God-given ego is not a bad thing, but it disappears when we reach the point through our eternal path, and yes, I'm gonna go a little bit up there. I cannot
Yeah.
can hold myself. That
That's
when we
it.
reach this series of learnings, and we reach perfection, the ego says goodbye, because the ego only keeps the self in check through the
Yeah.
imperfection of not thinking you got there already. Okay.
Yes.
Because that's the part. Actually, I think the ego plays a huge part. That when you feel you're less deserving, when you feel you have much more to go, when you basically say, I'm never going to get it, I'm always going to be imperfect, that's the moment. You are selected
Yeah.
and you go away. I always remember, I think they implant all of these things in movies and documentaries.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember Willy Wonka, but
Yeah.
the 70s one, okay?
That's my
The
favorite.
Willy Wonka movie. That's a fine movie, and it has a huge breadcrumb at the end. When he returns what he stole and he feels he's not deserving, he wins it all. He wins the
That's
jackpot.
it.
Because that's what they wanted to see from him.
That's it. Yeah.
So, as we go through this imperfection, if you just try to find comfort in yourself and not find comfort out there, because it's
Yes.
not out there, believe me. Doesn't matter how amount of money, if you're a billionaire, if you're
Yeah.
Elon Musk listening,
Yeah.
doesn't matter, you're never going to find it with money. And that's why when
Yeah.
people that have money, sometimes they start giving it away because they say, what am I going to do with all of this?
Yeah.
I feel better just giving
Yeah.
them away. Money as energy, okay?
Yeah.
That's why I say, if you listen and have a lot of money, have someone like Wake in the Future, the guys, Joel and Pat, okay?
Yeah.
They want to gain independence. They want to do everyday shows. They give the opportunity to the little guy to speak.
Yeah.
Fund them as a show. Give them a salary or something so they can stop
Yeah.
with their jobs because they really want to
Yeah.
do this. And
Yeah.
that's money as energy. That's a good use of money. But to
Yeah.
buy 100 cars, 200 planes or something, you are never going to be filled up here with that.
No.
Never. Never. I'm
That's it.
totally sure of that.
It's empty there, isn't it? They're not honouring their spirit. They're not accepting that. Okay. But the more silence they get in their life, the more peace they have in life, the more they know themselves. They know this is good. I feel happy. I don't need anything actually, and that is nurtured and that develops. It comes through more. Whereas when they're focusing outwards, they neglect this. So it's it's an amazing trick they've played on us, where we are kind of hypnotized by the external power that they offer us, and we are distracted from ourselves, and we're
That's-
kept oblivious.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that's
Yeah.
what they are most afraid about.
Yeah,
They don't
Yes.
want you to look at the self at all. Or the other
Yeah.
ego I'm talking about, the real ego.
yeah,
They just want you on your artificial ego, your flesh, your fear of death,
yes,
you're wanting the comfort, you're wanting to get better, you're working every day, so you don't think about the other stuff.
yeah,
And it's very unfortunate. I was just in a trip. I spoke about on the previous episode. Yes, to Turkey. I already explained all that.
Yeah.
But I was with 40 something people. The whole bus was like 45 maybe. So 4 of us, 41 other people because it was full, and
Yes.
plus the guide and the driver, so 40 something. I'm sorry to say, I didn't find any significant. Not significant. They were significant, but anything about this. Everything was about the comfort. What do you
yeah,
do? Oh, this year I'm doing this new project. The ones
Yes.
that had health problems, the year I'm getting an operation or something like that. And this year I'm going to do all other travels. And this year I'm changing my car or my house. And everything's about that. And that
That's
and
it.
that. And it's everything artificial, ego, the system. We're playing
External.
for them. We're playing for them. And I
Yeah.
have to say it again. When I say humanity wins, I feel the end, the moment we all realize. So this is not New Age, this is not 5D, this is not you
Oh,
do
no.
something on your own. By the way, the way you
The
live
most
this
real.
reality is by dying, physically dying, okay? You have the opportunity there. Not necessarily you live it, because you could be deceived back, okay? Through the light trap, okay?
Oh.
But the way humanity could evolve is by saying, we don't want nor need any of your things anymore, all of them.
no,
But it will be like being in a cliff and jumping without being afraid and being confident.
yeah,
We're going to hit the ground running, okay? But it's leaving everything behind. That's why it's like a cliff and you jump to somewhere else.
yeah,
And it's a whole different reality. And that's
I
why it's
think
going to
maybe-
take a long time. I
Yeah.
honestly don't think we're going to see it with our own eyes Tony. What is coming, and it gives me
Yeah.
comfort because it's really
Yeah.
long overdue for the Earth to change. Okay.
Yeah.
For
I think
Earth.
maybe
For,
people.
sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm gonna
Sure.
let you talk now. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah. I think it's maybe people need to suffer enough. Like they have to hit rock bottom. Like if you don't hit rock bottom at least once in your life, nothing's going to wake you up enough to say, "Oh, that was painful. That was traumatic. Where was I going wrong?" And assess yourself. If you don't actually go through a near miss, like a near death experience, or lose your house, or something major, and you hit rock bottom, you're homeless maybe, you're never going to question life because it's too easy. It's plain sailing. So maybe people need to suffer enough to wake up. You know, some people learn by experience. Some people learn by other people. Like as a kid, I used to look at other people's mistakes and say, I'm not doing that, or I'm not doing that, and learn from other people. I'd make my own mistakes as well, but maybe it's so comfortable now. People are just averse to any sort of discomfort. Oh no, don't tell me about that. I'm not interested. Oh no, I want to get a cab 50 yards up the road. I'm not walking it. It's so comfortable. They are scared of facing any hardship, and I think that's actually a good thing because they're now at a point where they're ready to be woken up because it's too pampered. They're too cosseted. They're too protected. So I think they're right to just hit rock bottom in massive amounts. You know, whether it's the COVID or whether it's the financial collapse, but they're going to hit a wall soon, and I think it's due. You know, and they're going to have to face reality and go, well, where's my money? Where's my car? The cars are going. Electric's coming in apparently.
Or probably cars are going. Probably
Yeah.
they're gonna say, no more cars. You
Yeah.
take the bus or you walk, or something.
That's it.
or
And if they
the
wanna-
tube or something. Yeah.
That's it. And if they think they're going to bring these 15-minute zones in, and people realise, they say, what? What do you mean I can't go outside my 15-minute zone? No. And I think they're bringing it in too much, too quick. The people are waking up on a massive scale, and their comfort zone is getting busted. You know, it's getting popped. And I think this is what it needs: people to hit this discomfort, hit the wall, and wake up, because they've been sleepwalking into tyranny. They've been sleepwalking into this crazy world they're planning for us, and external power has kept them asleep. And now they need to see it for reality.
I'm sorry, Tony. I'm maybe gonna disagree a little bit with you. I don't think suffering is necessary. Again, going to the divine, going to the natural.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in the cards. Yes, it's a natural. Sorry, it's a common thinking that in order to enjoy something, you need to have suffered. For example, if you're a Prince Harry, then when I hear that guy talk, honestly, for me, is come on, you haven't worked one day in your life. Don't tell me about work. Don't tell me about suffering. Don't tell me about that, because he sees so ingenuine, honestly, so artificial. But at least his brother stays silent because the decency to do that.
Yes, decency.
That little one is very outspoken. So I don't think suffering is in the cards. I think we go through this imperfection, and we have to go through maturing. It's like we're a child and we become an adult. You don't have to suffer to appreciate it. That's my feeling. Okay, probably wrong. Yes, none of that stuff can be proven. Okay, so anyway, so I don't think suffering is in the cards. Could people wake up after suffering, being homeless? Yes, probably, because again, what are they going to concentrate on? Maybe on themselves, on their inner thing, when they don't have anything else to concentrate on? Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a good thing to not have all of these luxuries, these comforts, and then concentrate on you. But it's up to you. But unfortunately, and yes, I'm going to talk religions, and I apologize to religious people in advance, but we have to say it. The comfort solution to the divinity, to the spiritual side, are religions, structured religions. So you go to Mass every Sunday, or you pray 5 times a day, you're a Muslim, you're fine with God, and everything is okay. You can go on with your comfort life, with your scarcity life, with your competition life, with your hierarchies life. Okay? So of course they had to bring in religions and allow religions because people were in seek of this inner divinity, inner connection with God here in your heart. And no, don't go there. We have the solution here as well. We have everything for you. You don't have to worry about anything. All of it artificial, okay? That's why I say the Great Reset. You are not going to go own anything and you're going to be happy. Everything is going to be abundant. Everything is going to be given for you. You're not going to have to worry about paying bills anymore. That's part of the future of humanity, of the future of Earth, but in a natural way, okay? As I don't know if you saw the video with Adam, the last one, when we told the story about the father. He deformed a motorcycle and the motorcycle started going on its own. And it was a physical impossibility, so scientists weren't there. It was in Mexico City. And they said, what's going on here? It's violating the laws of conservation of energy, the loss of energy. Basically saying a system has a defined amount of energy, and it has to lose energy as it's transforming it. So this wheel has to stop generating energy someday. Okay, so they came with the idea. I don't know if it was one or all of them, that it was coming from the heart of the father. So basically, we are like free energy machines. And Klaus Bella said something extremely interesting after that when he says, when we start doing things with the divine connection, everything's going to be fine. So that's the future, okay? That's the true new world. Everything through the divine, everything through the heart, and you're going to be amazing. We need a house, we need a building. Through your heart, you're going to build it, okay? This is not going to be in go here, okay?
It comes to us.
It's going to come to us. Whatever we need, but if we don't need it, it's not going to come to us. It's not going to be what we want. It's going to be what we need, okay?
Absolutely.
To be in abundance, to be. But we're going to have to evolve, mature, to be happy like that. And that's why they want to, because they know that's coming naturally. This is coming right now, not today. We're recording this on the 12th of January 2023. There was never a day in humanity that people were more connected with their divine connection than today. I'm completely sure. And that's speeding up tremendously, okay? And that's the whole agenda. The whole agenda is this. They know this happening naturally. We're getting help. Let's not go there. It's coming from the outside. It's coming from our divine connection. So they have to artificially either lower it. I'm trying to use the word.
Subdue.
No. Yes, subdue it. Suppress it. But there's a word when speed goes up, speed goes down.
Decelerate.
Decelerate it. And they have to do that. With the fear comes, the fear will do that. The fear will take you far from your divine connection. It will take you to the flesh. It will take you to the artificial ego. It will take you to that feeling of, oh my God, I'm this vulnerable being. You are not.
Mortal.
What's the worst that could happen? Death? You go on, okay? Different thing, but you go on.
They fear death.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. What are you afraid of? Okay? So when they and please, I'm going to clarify, of course, if someone will, I'm in my office right now, if someone will jump into the office and put a gun to my head, of course I'm going to be afraid, okay? But I'm trying to say that's the worst, okay? They sell it to you. People are afraid of the mask game and seeing someone and separating, okay? So I couldn't think if 2 years ago I will go out speaking like this with, coughing. People will see me like I'm an alien or something. Like, no, like a monster or something like that. I mean, these guys,
away.
Yeah. They will throw some gasoline and put me on fire. So we have to understand that we have never been so close to our divine connection. That's what's going to take us to. That's the only thing we have to go. And when we are fully mature, we're going to say, thank you, system. We don't need you anymore. We don't want you anymore. We have never needed you, but, we have figured it out. And we don't hate you. That's very important. That's very important, because if we still say about judging, hanging, killing, we haven't figured it out. Okay? The way we're going to figure it out is when we say, we don't hate anyone. We actually just love anyone, because the only emotion you can feel in your heart, the only energy you can feel in your heart is love. Everything else comes from here, which is like it's like a computer, okay? So in one computer you can have software and it could be nice and that. In the same hardware, same exact hardware, you can have a horrible system, okay, that is doing evil and that. And that's what the brain is. And that's why they work so much at implanting things in your brain. And you have said it, for anyone that hasn't seen Tony on Waking the Future, and you're coming on Sunday, I think. Tony has done like a series of different techniques they use, let's call it that, of implanting things on us psychologically.
Yeah.
With ads, with television,
Yeah.
with books, with this, with the education system,
Yeah.
with all of that. They're
NLP.
experts. I mean, they do a good job at their
Yeah.
evilness. Okay, let's just say it. I mean, they're evil, but they're not
Yeah.
idiots. Okay, they know what
It's
they're
their
doing.
nature.
Sorry,
It's their nature.
they're very confused. They're very
All
confused.
confused.
At the end, you'll be
Yeah.
surprised. I think they're as beautiful as we are, but they just got so bad that they're so
Yeah.
far away from the divinity. They use
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
because they still need it. They use us to reach there. Okay.
Yeah.
And someone says God is horrible because he's allowing all of this suffering. No, he's allowing it because he's allowing his children to mature. Okay, he's not
Yeah.
interfering. He gave us all the tools. Let's
Yeah.
stop being victims.
Yeah.
We can do it. Humanity,
Yeah.
you can do it. Mature. Understand that you don't need anyone. That
Exactly.
this is not the reality you were intended to be. Okay, the reality
Yeah.
of comfort, because this is the
Yeah.
subject of today's show. Comfort
Yeah.
is the reality of true abundance and love. And it's, if I can put it in a way so you understand it, it's like natives live. They don't have cars there. They don't have refrigerators. They don't have servants. They don't have. That's the reality you were sold.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
I mean, no.
Do you mind,
Yeah,
Tony, if we take a very little break? For the ones watching, it's immediate. Don't do anything. I'm just going to pause the recording for a second, get some fluids in me, and we'll be right back. We are back from our break. Thank you very much for that, for waiting. And Tony, let's discuss, if you want, how do they sell us this idea, this implanted notion, this implanted ego, this artificial notion through our brains, through our senses. Because as we already spoke through these 40 minutes, they sell us beauty, comfort, having. I think psychologically speaking, is that sense of participation, of having things, having money, having.
Yeah.
So how do they sell it? What are their techniques? I mean, we're not talking. This is not recent. Okay, it has been going on for a lot.
Yeah. I think they sell it to us in a way of as much as we need them. They've got something special that they can give us, and they need to prove it to us. We need to believe in their product, that it's better than what we had before. And the initial trick was buying into what we have isn't good enough. So they always give us something else that is better than what we had before. So maybe millions of years ago, people were just content, peaceful on their own, just lived a life. Then modern life came about, and it was, oh no, what you're doing is no good. This is better. It's shiny. Look, it makes a sound. It's ding-a-ling, and do you want it? It's going to cost you. Go down the mine and get me 14 pieces of gold, and then you can have this bell thing. And it's like a con trick. They sell us what we don't need, but they make us want it, and it's a confidence trick. So they'll provide us an object that is no good for us, but they will convince us that it's the best thing. So it's marketing. It's always, oh, your car's old. It's dull.
But it's running fine, maybe. Well, no, it's old. It's old. So
yeah. So there's this marketing aspect of it where you question what you have. Yeah. Well, I was okay a minute ago, but now I've seen their advert. Yeah, it does look a bit old. I'll get a new one. So it's like salesman. They'll sell you something that you don't need, you don't want, but they'll tell you you must have it. And that's the basic root of it. Make you discontent, make you tell you that you're missing out. You're not really happy until you get this product. You're not really happy until you keep up with the Joneses. Oh look, she's got it next door. You better get it. It's this constant hamster wheel of, well, yeah, you've bought it, thank you, but in a year's time, that's no good anymore. You need a new one. And then.
And you know what? I know this has been going on for thousands of years. I mean, then came the press and the newspapers, and then the radio, and then came the TV. All of those are really recent. But I think if we focus on current day, social
Yeah.
networks. I think I don't have any
Yeah.
social
Oh,
networks
yeah.
anymore, and I would suggest anyone close them because honestly, social networks, I think
Yeah.
they're the work of evil. They really are. It's a division tool. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you see a friend and he's out there somewhere. So and you're at home. So
That's it.
okay, and you see a friend and he publishes the new car, or he publishes a photo with his wife that has a necklace. So because for example jewelry, I don't understand it to be honest. Is what is to show they
Yeah, I
have the
don't know.
money to buy it. Is to shine more, like you say.
Yeah.
Is to say I don't know, I'm better than you. I think it's all division, all playing
Yeah.
with this notion of the ego. I'm falling behind. I'm falling behind.
Yeah.
There are so
Yes.
many people that are better than me. I should really kick it up.
Yeah.
Because at the
That's
end, for
it.
example, crime, it's all about money. Okay, and that's why I
Yeah.
say it's a business. Okay, it's not personal. When you mess with crime and they do something to you, they
Yeah.
kidnap you or something like that, or they mess with your business, extortion. They say it's not personal. I don't want to hurt you. I just want money. Okay, and
Yeah.
my way of making money, the only way I know is by crime.
That's it.
It's again even there. Okay, it's
They
just
justify
this. As you say, they hook us up with this. They rile us up. They rev us
Yeah.
up. They make us go fast. And then they
Yeah.
blame we are the selfish, we are the shallow, we are the ego
Yeah.
center. We're
That's it.
okay.
It's like they
But
created it.
everything goes back because we don't look at our divine connection. Okay.
Yes.
You
yes.
want to be centered? Go here. Go here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really start trying to figure out things that are important. Okay. Being
Yeah.
in the moment, being at peace with yourself, being at peace
Yeah.
who you are, and then
it.
possibly, if you can also discover who you are, if you
Yeah.
can also, because that you need to ask for it, that you need to embrace it, that you need, which is I'm talking about your real story, about your full
Yeah.
story, then things are really gonna be opening up. But I don't mean to be the king of the world because that's the ego again. Okay. Also,
yeah.
I can create things. So let me create a Ferrari or let me create a pile of $1 billion. No. Okay,
No.
no. How about you try to save the world? How about you try to save humanity? How about you put that? Okay?
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna come to you if it's through the artificial ego. Okay?
I know.
So that's why I want the lottery numbers. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work
No.
like that. You have to understand. You have to be at peace with yourself, and you don't need anything. You don't
Yeah.
need anything. Honestly,
Yeah.
spiritually speaking, you don't need anything. You have it made. You're created. You have your connection with God.
Yeah.
You don't need more. Okay. You don't need to go to mass every Sunday. That's implanted things they have told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to discover it here. Create your connection with God,
Yes.
and you're gonna find comfort here. Okay.
Stillness.
Yes.
Become still. Just try it. Become still and accept. Enjoy the peace. 5 minutes a day to start. And I think, yeah, it might be a struggle. Some people might find it difficult to sit for 5 minutes in the
Yes.
silence.
Or they might find
Right.
it a waste. That's so
Yeah.
disappointing that they say 5 minutes. I need to watch a series. Maybe I watch a video here from Alex
Yeah.
Jones, or maybe I can read something, or I could eat something. But 5
Yeah.
minutes to yourself, what's the point? And I go back to what my friend told me years ago. Hey, stay for an hour because you don't know. In a year you might be dead, and who knows
Yeah.
where we go? Maybe it's just gonna be praying all day, and
Yeah.
being just there, just existing.
Yeah.
No, we're having carne asada, beef and
Yeah.
and beers, and maybe there's nothing here.
Like you're missing out on something.
Exactly. We have a say here, Mexicans are Latins, and it's the party is very important, and they have a say, a dormir a la tumba in Spanish, which will be, you wanna sleep? It's when you're dead. Okay,
Yeah. That's
you're
it.
gonna sleep a lot there. So for now,
they rush.
party on.
Sure. Yeah, no, they're missing out a major part of. You can't appreciate what you do have. That can only come from being still. I mean, if I look at a phone and say, "Oh, yeah, that was all right. Yeah, right over there," no, but you didn't appreciate it. Stop a minute. Just pick it up. Actually, be still.
And I think
appreciate-
people are changing to me.
Probably.
Years ago, you will go to a dinner and phones. And now,
Yeah.
you know what's happening? You go to a social engagements and phones are in the pocket or phones are in the table. You put
Okay.
them on silence.
That's good.
Maybe you leave them on if there's an emergency or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
But you put them on silence. You don't watch them at all.
Good.
But it used to
That's
be
a good
that
thing.
reunions were people looking at their phones. I'm talking
Yeah.
5 years ago. So we are changing.
Good.
We are changing. Please, there's some positivity. We have never
Yeah.
been so divine connected I don't want to call it awake, because awake relates to knowing things like Alex Jones, and that's has nothing to do with being awake. Okay,
No,
you
no.
know, you watch the front page of every platform, whatever one of the alternatives. I don't want to watch anything anymore because and whatever, and they have
Yeah.
admitted, and you
Yeah.
know what?
There's always another story. Always.
Yes,
There'll always
of
be
course.
stories.
It's like mainstream already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always have to have breaking news, whatever.
Yeah. That's it.
Someone jumped from a building, and then
That's
just,
it.
very graphic because, of course, blood cells. From Rome
That's it.
times, they would say blood cells. That was the Colosseum was created.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, because
Yeah.
to the people you either give good things or you give them blood. Okay,
Yeah.
they gore.
So your
Yeah, yes,
attention,
since
they get your attention.
yes, of course.
And they reel you in. It's like a fishing expedition. Keep throwing out hooks.
It's very unfortunate that and I include myself because I'm a part of humanity, okay? And I'm
Yeah.
not perfect, and I'm working on it. As every day I
Yeah.
try, believe me, but we're very attracted to the morbid, to the...
Yeah.
So, people falling... Oh, sorry about that. People falling in the streets and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's front page, you know,
Yeah.
Alex Jones or something like that. I just made a mess here,
Yeah.
but I'll clean after we're done.
Okay. People, yeah, they are easily distracted. There's always a story to follow. There's always a movie to watch. Or always a newspaper. I don't read newspapers or watch TV or go to the cinema. But I've worked at it. I've made it. I've got different priorities. You know, I'll do what I do and appreciate what I have. But it's an individual thing. You do have to work on yourself rather than following the crowd. Because there's always a crowd to follow. There's always a book to read, a story to follow. You know, you have to work on yourself and realise, what am I following? Question life. If people don't question the life they're living, they don't know where they're going. And it's simply, think for yourself. You have to think for yourself. If you're not, like, for example, me and you're talking, and you're doing something that I'm watching and thinking, well, that's not going to end well, and I don't tell you, I'm not a friend. And if you can say, no, I'm okay. I say, no, there's a cliff. You're going to go off the cliff. Oh, what? Where? Here. Oh, wow, thanks. And I've stopped you from jumping over a cliff. But if no one listens, they're not paying attention. It's all about the attention. I think, yeah, it's an individual thing that people need to wake up to. Stop following others. It's not their life, it's your life. Stop doing what others are doing. It's not them who suffer, it's you. Think for yourself. It's simple. But I think it is a matter of when people, like you say, mature, when they're ready, they will wake up to it, but only when they're ready. It's like, like ripe fruit, it'll fall when it's ready.
I believe, Tony, we don't wake anyone, and no one wakes anyone.
Yeah.
I think it's something that comes to you, and it's your inner intuition, and you start listening to it.
Yeah.
Because I think all of us, first of all, we're all equal, capable, or divine connection, or soul, or spirit. There is no second class. Okay, you get the top package, everyone. That's why I say you got it made. You don't need anything. You don't need to work on it because you already have the premium thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like for example, right now in my trip, I had a lot of interaction with mainstream people, with people that are into following the news, that are into trusting the government, that are right now the world is in their eyes. The world is getting better from a puros turnis. That's their view. Okay. Yeah. I think there's something resonating here. They're not listening to it, but there's something, and they say, "Yes, I feel weird. I feel messages." And the moment they stop and they go into themselves, they're gonna change. Yeah. Okay, they're gonna mature a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, they're gonna elect to say, "I wanna be in the moment. I wanna be at peace with myself."
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't buy anything from the system, because that's the thing. It's not saying, Tony for United Nations chairman and we're going to be fine. No, the United Nations have to go. Everything has to go. Everything. All governments, all of the tools of the system, everything has to go. And we're going to build a new world. Okay? A new world, completely different. I'm sorry to say it, because it's not going to be like this one, okay? But
Yeah.
for that to happen, the maturation of humanity needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna take. That's why. Just think about it. This is rational, okay? This is not out there stuff. This is rational. Just think rationally. Everyone watching, okay? If their techniques have worked so well for hundreds of years, why doing humanity that has never happened? Planet in thousands of years of recorded history, okay?
Yeah.
Why will they do that? And right now, with all these things that are coming, that some of them is fear mongering and some of them is real, but why will they do that? Because they know we're falling, they know we're leaving, they know we're preparing to leave their system, okay?
Yeah.
And it's a desperation measures, okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why I don't agree with the notion that everything is business as usual. No.
No.
The last 3 years are pretty eventful, and 2022 was very eventful, and yes, we are in very eventful times.
Yes.
But the way I find comfort is I have no control over this. The only thing I can do is speak my feelings, really with no purpose. I'm not trying to convince anyone.
Yeah.
I just feel something that I enjoy to do, and I know, even if it's a handful of people, that it has reached a few. Okay, so that's the only thing I can do. I don't plan to be. I mean, for people that say the most important thing is, how is that going to fix anything? Okay? Are we going to grab our guns and go against the system? Violence. When has violence been the answer? Okay, when? Just tell me one time the violence has been the answer. Okay, never.
No.
The answer is here. You don't have to look at it out there. It's here in you. You have the prize in you. Yeah. And you're out there looking for everything. Okay, that's my only message. Your divine connection. Maybe in this 2023 resolution, reestablish that. And no, you don't need to go to church or talk to your priest. If you want to do that, go right ahead. Yeah. But you don't need to do it, okay? Because your connection with God, your Father, is yours only.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like back to the beginning.
No, sorry about that.
That's okay. But kind of come full circle. Comfort. We started on comfort, and that we chased the external world for objects, phones, toys, cars, TVs, computers, to give us comfort. But that's now become apparent. It doesn't give us comfort. It fades. We need the new one and the next one, and a better model, and
Or Jack has the 14 and I have the 12, so I need to have the 14. I mean, even it works perfectly. Okay, I have a just to make an example, and it works perfectly. I wouldn't change it. I have an iPhone 8. It has 5 years. I changed the battery. Yes, you need to change the battery like every 2.5 years, 3 years, and it's still working fine. And I will keep it for 10 years, but I know Apple is gonna make it that it's not updated anymore in a few years, so I will have to change it. Yeah. And you know what happens? Because it's smaller than the other ones, they notice, and the camera is different. Is that an older model? Yes, and it works fine.
Yeah.
Fine. For work, for pleasure, I watch the guys Wake in the Future on that phone. It's perfect. Yeah. I watch. I send a shout out to Truth for Trauma, Michelle. I watched her there. Yeah. Or friend Adam from Swear Three Truths. Yeah. Perfect with my headphones, with my corded headphones, not Bluetooth. And
that's it.
Things like that. Okay. And if you fall for but the other one has the new one. Great for him.
That's the problem.
Or her.
That's it.
Great. That's exactly. That's his or her deal. Has nothing to do with me. Okay. Yeah. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
You are your own thing, and we're all equally spiritually. Okay. Because then I get a lot of one is an engineer and one is a doctor, so they're different. Of course, that's their skill set on this lifetime. But I'm talking about the spirit. We're all equally beautiful. We're all equally regarded from God. For the people that have children, do you love one more than the other? I don't think so. Come on, I've never heard that. No. Okay, you love them equally. Believe me, I have two, and I love them equally. There's no way it's possible to love them one more than the other. Okay, and God has the same thing. He gave us the premium package, and He loves us equally, even to the evildoers, because they're also sons of God. Yeah, there's only one God. There's no. I'm sorry for the Satan's, the anti-God. Just a word. Okay, just a word called demonization. Okay, but the reality is there's only one source, and
Yeah.
he is responsible for everyone, and he's allowing this to play out because he knows the end result.
Yeah.
And it's just time. That's the only variable. Time. Okay. He knows in 1 trillion years, 100 trillion years, we're all gonna be happy in this universe. Evil and previous evil, and now beautiful and beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Even the really confused ones.
Yeah.
That's why I say again, if you can, I'm gonna leave you the ending, Tony. I'm just gonna finish with this. Always feel love for everyone, even the ones you think you hate. That's your mind. Hate is here.
Yeah.
Love is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Use your heart. All right,
Yeah.
Tony. You have 1 minute and a half, please, for
Sure.
final thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, it's always a problem when you compare with someone else. Oh, they've got that, I haven't. Or you're constantly looking outwards. It's always looking outwards. We need to realise that these objects we look at and value are just objects. We all know that when we get a phone or a Christmas present, we unwrap it and we go, oh great, I love this. This is what I was waiting for. And then a week later, it's in the bin or in the rubbish next to under the cooker. You think, what happened to that present you got? I thought you liked it. Yeah, I did for 5 minutes, but I want the next one. So we need to stop looking out and look in and realise contentment and just experience, see peace and quiet, just for 30 seconds, and take a deep breath. And realise I have nothing with me. I'm on my own. I have no objects. I'm happy. Just leave it. Come back to yourself. You know, with no objects. Just be on your own and appreciate being on your own. And that's where it starts, I think. Yeah.
Yes, completely agree with you. And I thank you again, Tony. I always really enjoy your chats.
Me
And
too.
for everyone watching, I want to apologize for the coughs and, the interruption. But, it's going to get better. And as always, you honor me with watching us. And thank you for all your emails when I was gone. Thank you, Letty, in particular to you, because, I really appreciate what you sent me. And if everything's okay, I should see you back next week. Okay, next week on Monday. Thank you very much, Tony. Have a great
Thank you, Alex.
weekend, everyone. Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
We want you on the show. Send me an email to hey@humanitywins.net to schedule an interview. Help me out by making the show more interesting, fun, and knowledgeable by having you on and giving our viewers the opportunity to learn from you. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from touching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Please be sure to check out our friends from Waking the Future and their awaken-attire.com shop. They gave me my first opportunity to speak about this and I will be forever grateful. Link to their channel and shop on the show notes. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.